Hello folks, we're talking about car finance again today. Obviously a lot of my content is about finance on new cars, and we're often comparing the different types of, say, traditional finance against a car lease. This week, no leasing at all. We're just looking at PCP versus HP versus a personal loan. We'll look at the strengths and weaknesses of each, and we'll look at the different costs involved in each. I've just picked a car at random here, which is a BMW 5 Series Gran Turismo. I think they're often overlooked. They're a bit heavy in the boot area, shall we say, but I think they're good cars. 10 grand for one of those. And for the purposes of this, we need to put a deposit on the PCP example, so we'll put a deposit on all of them. Now, the difference between deposit on a PCP is that you are actually paying a deposit against a car finance agreement. With HP and a loan, although I'm calling it deposit to make the video nice and easy and simple, you're actually just giving £1,000 to the car dealer, the person you're buying the car from, and you've only got 9,000 on finance. Let's have a look at the numbers. So as you can see, the different rates of APR with each, and I got those, by the way, from Halifax, just because they've got a really simple online car finance calculator. The PCP's 8.4%, the hire purchase at 4.3%, and the personal loans at 6.3%. You may wonder why the loan has a higher APR rate than the hire purchase agreement. Doesn't always, so always check the numbers, particularly if you're getting HP from a car dealer. It might be much higher than you could get on a personal loan. But essentially, the personal loan is just money that's being lent to you, and you can do whatever you want with it. Hire purchase is money that's being secured against an asset. So the hire purchase is secured against the car you're purchasing. And if you want to sell that car, you've got to clear your finance. So it's a much safer bet for the finance company than a personal loan, where you could, say, take that £9,000 and go and buy a car with it, or you could put it on Sad Ken in the 330 at Aintree. And PCP, as we know, the rates can vary massively. Anything from 5% to 20% is completely normal. So you really need to shop around with all of these. And I would say, before you take finance from a car dealer, make sure that you've compared finance deals that you can get yourself privately. And if a car dealer's offering you better terms if you take their finance, like, oh, we'll give you 2 years free MOTs or servicing or something like that, just question the ethics of that. I'm not convinced it's legal. I think it's an unfair inducement to take finance, which the FCA are dead against. But I have asked FCA for clarification on that, by the way, and I'll make a video when they come back to me. But just question the ethics of that, and why are they giving you something better if you take their finance? So the first one's the PCP, personal contract purchase. So a lot of things about a PCP are extremely similar to leasing a car, in as much as you'll have a mileage limit on it, so you'll agree an amount of miles you can do in the car per year. If you go over that, you'll have to pay a penalty, like a pence per mile, might be 3p a mile, might be 30p a mile, depending on the deal. And if you hand the car back at the end of the 3 years, which you can, and there's a lot of damage to the car that wasn't there when you picked it up, you're going to have to expect to pay for that damage. So on the PCP, you'll be paying your £1,000 deposit, then you've got £9,000 going on to finance, 35 monthly payments, not 36, okay, because you're paying the deposit, that's like your first payment. So 35 monthly payments of £173, which means the total you've paid in the first 3 years is £7,055. If you then want to keep the car, you've got to come up with another £4,629. That makes the total cost of buying that £10,000 car £11,684. Now, once we get to the HP hire purchase, you're financing 9 grand, you're paying £1 grand yourself, 36 monthly payments of £276 a month, which means the total you've paid for that £10,000 car is £10,612, and there's no optional payment at the end because you own the car at the end of that 3-year period. Nothing else to pay. Personal loan, exactly the same. It's £274 a month on this one, and the total you would have paid after 3 years is £10,864. So the total cost of finance, if you like, is £864. Once again, you own the car at the end of it. Now, the main difference there is that with the HP, it's not as flexible. Okay, it is finance secured against the car, as I said. That means if you want to sell the car after a year, for example, you're going to need to settle the car finance before you can sell it. With a personal loan, if you want to sell the car after a year, you just sell the car. You've still got to keep making your payments for the next couple of years, but the money's yours. They've just loaned you money, so you can do what you want with it. So you could sell the car, buy another one, sell the car, buy a guitar, go on holiday, whatever you want to do with it, but you've still got to keep making those monthly payments because you've got a 3-year credit arrangement with the bank that's lent you the money. As always, this is not financial advice, but my personal opinion is that PCP really suits the lender, the car dealer. HP is great because you're paying the car off every month. Personal loan is probably still my favourite because you've got ultimate flexibility. You haven't got any finance against the car. If you want to sell the car, if your circumstances change, you can literally cash it in and you could try and pay off your loan early or do something else with the money. As always, these figures change massively depending on where you get your finance and the circumstances at the time and even your credit score and things like that. I did look at, you could get a personal loan for about 5.5% without too much looking. That would take that monthly payment from 274 to 271. 1% off the APR makes very little difference to the price on such a small loan. But do shop around and do always go into a car purchase completely informed. So look at what the car dealer's offering you, look at what you can get privately and make your decision from there really, and always make the best decision for you. Don't be led into car finance decisions. People often get pushed by car dealers into finance agreements that they don't agree with or don't understand. Please don't be. It's your money and your debt. So make sure you fully understand what you're getting and that you get the best deal for you. Please give this video a thumbs up and please comment and please share on your social media and please follow me on social media. And folks, this is a tough time of year to be a YouTuber. So many thanks to all of you that use the link that's in the video description and buy me a coffee. Really appreciate it. See you soon. I've done a deal with 𝘼𝙁𝙁𝙁𝙄𝙇𝙄𝙼𝙆, who I think are one of the premier providers of online car history checks. As you can see here on this quick sample report, you can check the registered VIN number against the one that's actually on the vehicle. You can see the current MOT and road tax status. Has the car ever been stolen? Is there outstanding finance? Has it been an insurance write-off? If so, what kind? If it has been, can you see photos of the car before the damage was repaired? You know, you might see this car now and it's in perfect condition, but does seeing these images of it at the time of the accident make you change your mind possibly? Has it been a taxi? Number of previous keepers and the dates for those, number plate changes, mileage records. This is great because you can see any discrepancies in the mileage in a really easy to follow way. So if it done 50,000 one year, 40 the next, you know there's a problem. You've also got the MOT history checks all built into this one single report, and it'll give you a basic car valuation. The bundles start from £1.60 a check, but I would all strongly recommend you go for the full check. Now I've done a deal with 𝘼𝙁𝙁𝙁. They do pay me if you use my link, so please do that because it helps support the channel. And I have to tell you that this is a completely unbiased recommendation. You should never buy a used car without running these kind of checks, and this is a fantastic one. Please use the link in the video description and help support the channel.